Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we are talking all about building a multiple six-figure or a seven-figure business while prioritizing your faith, your family, and your impact. And I'm really excited to share my 4 Ps with you today. If you're watching the video, you might see I'm in a quite different location. I'm gonna need you to give me a little bit of grace today. I am in Chicago visiting my parents. We were in Hawaii on a family vacay. Went from Hawaii to Los Angeles for a conference. I got in at 1 a.m. This morning, and now I'm in Chicago visiting family and getting ready for our impact partnership retreat that I'm so excited for. So I am in my parents' closet right now, and it is definitely messy. I'm like, y'all are a little bit of hoarders. I was looking around like over here. I found a whole stack of CDs. I'm like, you have Kenny G CDs in here? Anyways, so if the sound quality is a little off and you're wondering where the heck I am, that's what's going on. So let's get into these 4 Ps to help you create a thriving, awesome business that you love without sacrificing what matters most to you. So the first P is your purpose and your vision. So you got to figure out, what is your purpose? What's your vision? What do you want to create? What is your ideal day? What is your ideal week? Your ideal scenario for building your business? I want to have a business that I can pick up and take with me wherever I go. When you do that, there are challenges like my computer's not working, so and we're in the closet right now. So it's easier to have a setup where you just go there and you know it's going to work every day. That was fun this morning. Anyways, figuring out, what do you want to create? What does your ideal day look like? Your ideal week, your ideal month? How much are you working? What kind of business do you want? It's really, really important that the mentors that you seek and the people that you're working with and the podcast that you're listening to, or like the mentors that you have, it's important that they have the kind of business that you desire. And so as I was at a conference the past over the weekend, it was great. It was awesome. And there were 2 people that spoke that they were wildly successful. I mean, we're talking selling companies for hundreds of millions of dollars, or over $1 billion. So like crazy success, right? And they also shared that on the way to that success, they were working 100-hour weeks. And I'm like, for I'm watching them and I'm sitting next to my husband. He was like, "Does this like create a desire in you to want to create that?" And I'm like, "No. Um I don't want that if it means I'm working 100-hour weeks, if it means I'm sacrificing time with my kids, if it means I can't pursue the things that God has put on my heart." And so, as you're seeking those mentors, you got to understand they might have the billion-dollar business, the multi-million dollar, whatever that looks like, but what does their day look like? And how, like, are they hustling and grinding to make that happen? Like Gary Vaynerchuk is a really great example. He has created these awesome businesses. He has like all this content he's putting on social media. And as I'm watching him hustling and grinding and all these things, I'm like, he's great for like some motivation, a little inspiration, but I don't desire to have that kind of lifestyle where I'm working 24/7. So you got to figure out, what do you want? What is your ideal day? And then you need to seek out those mentors that have created that. Okay. Because they're out there. If you want, like if you need help, just reach out to me. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. So you got to know where you are right now, and then also where you're going. So what does that ideal day to look like? Set a goal and a vision for where you want to be with your time. How many hours do you want to be working? What is it that you like? What is that vision and that purpose that you have with your business? What does that look like specifically? You got to get specific with it, because if you're like, I want to create a multiple six-figure business, I want to create a seven-figure business, but you don't get clear on what that actually looks like, you could wake up one day and you have the seven-figure business, but you're miserable because of what it took for you to actually get there. There's a lot of different ways that you can create multiple six figures, seven figures in your business, but there are a lot of ways that can create a lot of stress, that takes away your peace, that doesn't feel good. It's not in alignment with you and your goals and your vision. As I was talking with my husband, we're driving through like California's so pretty. We would never live there. So expensive and all the craziness that goes on with California. But it's beautiful. So we're driving through the mountains and it's so nice, like by the ocean. And we're just talking as we're surrounding ourselves with these wildly successful people that have, like I said, created multiple, like hundreds of millions of dollars, even $1 billion. And we realize like that doesn't bring you the level of fulfillment. Like it's literally just another zero in the bank account. It can help you become more generous, and give you more money so you can make a greater impact, which is incredible, right? We all want to do that. But if it means that you miss out on seeing your kids grow up to create another zero in the bank account, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know about you, but if I wake up and we have we have millions and millions of dollars, but I missed it, I missed them growing up and they resent me and they resent my business because of that, I failed. I failed. Okay. So you got to figure out what does that look like for you and seek a mentor that has the business and lifestyle that you actually desire. The next P is prioritize. You got to prioritize. You got to identify what are your key priorities. Prioritizing your faith, having a morning routine where you wake up. The first thing I do, I wake up, I get coffee, and I'm in the word. That is for me, I have to prioritize that because don't you know, kids wake up and craziness ensues and then the day takes over. So if I want my faith to be a priority, I have to actually live that out on a daily basis and make that a priority where the first thing I do before I check my phone, before I'm checking all the things, right? I'm in the word. So you got to figure out what's your key priority. Prioritizing your family. I live by my calendar. So I use Google Calendar. I love it. Um, you have to have blocks on there where it's like, this is where I'm spending time with kids. This is where I'm working with in the business. This is where I'm doing other things, where I'm working out, whatever that looks like for you. But you got to figure out what are your key priorities and how are you being intentional about spending time there. If it's not on the calendar, it's not gonna happen. Because if you are a driven individual like me, it's really easy for us to just work, 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 work. And I had to break myself of that habit, and one of the ways that I did that was putting time on the calendar and being really, really intentional about putting things on there that would move the needle in my business, that, would make sure I'm spending time with kids and putting them first, putting my faith first and working out. Like there's so many things that we could be spending our time in, but you got to put it on the calendar and make sure you're honoring your key priorities. Okay. Um, when it comes to prioritizing as well, we got to make sure we're prioritizing profit producing activities. There's a lot of things that you could be doing in your business, and a lot of them probably are a waste of time. So you need to identify what are the key things that actually move the needle in your business and spend time on those. Okay. So as I'm working like with our team and with our students, even I have them look at the Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule of um, 20% of the activity that you do on a day-to-day basis produces 80% of your results. So if you can identify what that top 20% is that produces the 80% of results, get rid of the rest. You don't need to be on every single social media platform. You don't need to be doing all of the things. This goes for your offers. Identify the top 20% of your offers that produce 80% of the revenue. And then get rid of everything else. When you when you do that, you're going to be able to streamline everything, simplify everything and get rid of the things that don't actually move the needle in your business. Okay. So we got to make sure we're honoring our key priorities in our lives and also prioritizing the things that matter within our businesses. The third P is productivity. We have to make sure we are being as productive as we possibly can. And what that looks like is getting rid of the distractions. How many things do you have that are dinging, calling for your attention, distracting you? If we want to actually make the impact that we're put on this planet to have and honor our key priorities, we have to be more productive and intentional with our time. Okay, so one of the things that we do in our business, we batch content, creating instead of doing, and this is a lot of things like our team is actually doing now instead of me, which is so awesome. That I'm able to free up even more of my time. But instead of creating one email, create four emails, right? Um, so just look at the things that you're doing and ask, can I simplify this process? Can I batch what I'm doing here? Okay. Um, Other things that I would do in terms of productivity, making sure, like I said, I'm working on the things that actually move the needle in the business. Um, and also having like a specific power hour where I'm the most productive, where I sit down and I am really intentional of I have this one thing that I need to do in this next 60 minutes. You can set a timer. I use Brain FM sometimes if I'm like, I have to be in the zone. I'm going to put this on. And for the next hour, this is the one thing that I'm going to be working on. Okay. So instead of, having all of the tabs open, having like all the things open, I'm like, no, I have to be very intentional with my time. And this is going to be even more so. So I was working about 20 hours a week. I'm starting school in September and I just got my schedule. My school schedule is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So I'm like, okay, I get to be so intentional with my time. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to realize, even though I teach on this stuff and I'm pretty darn good at it, I'm going to realize I can be even more efficient. I can be more productive. I can identify the things that only I can do and get rid of even more to be able to cut down to 10 hours a week instead of 20, uh, which, whew, is going to be a lot, but I know that I can handle it and it's going to be a lot of fun and I'm excited to grow. Okay. And the last P is people. You need to have people that help create the vision and make it your reality. If you want to be able to create a wildly successful business and also honor your top priorities, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're going to need team. You're going to need somebody that's supporting you in creating that vision. So that might look like hiring somebody to help with customer service. That might look like somebody that is doing social media for you. That might look like somebody that's doing sales or helping with fulfillment. I don't know where you're at in your business right now, but you got to look at who are the people that I need that can support this dream, support this vision and this mission to help us grow without it taking more of my personal time. You got to find the right people. And when you do, like that just it gives you that freedom that you want. Like I was literally in Hawaii for a week, then I was in LA, now I'm in Chicago. I'm working a little bit while I'm here, but then I'm going to another retreat in OKC. So July really is a month of like fun, summer, of growth, and all the things that you can do when you have the team that are there to support you in making that vision, making that your reality. Okay. Um, so figure out what are the things that only you can do, and then see who do you need on your team to actually support your vision. Okay, so let's recap those four P's, and then I want to hear from you what stood out to you the most. So we have our purpose, we prioritize, we are productive, and we have the right people. And when we have those things in mind and we have those things in place, that's when we're able to create that multiple six-figure, seven-figure business while honoring our faith, while honoring our family and our impact. Okay. So what was the biggest thing that stood out to you today? If this was helpful, please go to iTunes and leave a review of the show. Take a screenshot of it before you hit submit and email it to us, clientcare@rachelngom.com. I have a gift for you as a way to say thank you. And I hope this was helpful. If it was, share it with somebody, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.